You are listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
All right, bang, we back. No Invite Podcast, Season 3, The Progression, Episode 70. We are live in the house. We're live on live, and we got...
Ooh, the best kept secret.
We got the best kept secret in the house, and we got this gnat that's been fucking with me the whole time I've been in this bitch. Been trying to knock his ass down. He keep coming back. He's like the Terminator of gnats and shit. But we in this thing. How are you? How's it going?
It's going good. Life is actually kind of good right now.
Is
I'm enjoying it? I'm shopping. I'm excited.
Savor that shit. Enjoy that shit. Savor it while you can, because you know those moments are far and few in between sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to shop till I drop when I go to Colombia.
You know, Colombia to the Faja spot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The plug, and gonna go meet the plug. She's gonna be over there with narcos and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the live?
They said in Colombia, when you order, they said don't order something because it has like real coke leaves in it or something, and you can like test positive for using coke. I said, oh. Yeah,
you better go do your Googles before you go over there.
I said, I'm like, let me do my research because I can't be playing them games.
Make sure you do your Googles and find out, because you definitely don't want to... And just also remember, the coke out here compared to the coke out there is way fucking different. Out there is like pure. Like they don't have a process. They don't do that shit out there. Like out here, motherfuckers do it because they stretch it and try to make their money. You know what I mean? Out there, they're just like, what do you mean stretch it? This shit grows out here. Like, you know, so...
Yeah, see, I didn't even know it was a plant.
It's a coca leaf. Yes, it's a plant.
I did not know that.
It's a plant. It's a plant with an ISSA.
Okay.
No, it's a real thing though. Like it's really a real thing out there, and it's a plant, and it's like their main export still. You know, to this day, it's something about Colombia and that weather out there makes it ideal for growing coca leaves, coke. You know what I mean? And so just be careful, and don't let me find out you go out there running Colombia and shit, running bricks back out here and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and get your Faja stuff and come back.
Man, if I come back out here and you all of a
balling,
sudden I'm balling. Look out.
You know what I mean? Then we're going to have to get rid of this episode. We're going to have to throw this motherfucker. But that's what's up. So your week's treating you good. Obviously, you in here glowing right now and shit. Somebody put a smile on your face. Somebody did something and, you know, I'm not going to say nothing.
No.
But that's good. How's your week been treating you? Other than that, it's been good, though?
No, it really has been good. Like, everything, I've had some hiccups, but for the most part, everything has been very productive, so.
That's good. Kept me right at that. Mine been the same. You know, I'm getting ready for a vacation, so I'm ready. Nothing major. I don't mean like vacation, like I'm going to probably go anywhere. I just think like vacation, like get my ass a week away from work. You know what I mean?
Okay, but I don't ever remember you. So in the time span that I've been stalking you, I've never seen vacation.
I don't really go a lot of places, to be honest with you. I'll be so focused and locked in, which is bad. I really should do better, but I don't really go too many places. You know, we don't get opportunity to do a lot. It's always the grind. It's always something that got to get done. It's always something new I'm working on, and you know, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, your boy should be doing a lot more traveling. I should be doing a lot more time with my family and stuff. But you know, just shit. There's a lot of business to get. The way I look at it now, I'm just keeping my head down, trying to get shit going, because it's gonna be greater later, and I want to be able to get the work out the way.
Right.
So that when it's time to come enjoy all these things and have fun, your boy's ready. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go to Colombia too. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'm trying to
join me.
I'm trying to get a Colombian, you know what I'm saying? Something out there, you know? Or whatever. What do they got for dudes out there? You know what I mean?
Everything.
Everything. I know. Shit. Get like 3 inches out of on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Your boy gonna be hanging to the ground.
A lot of people do go out there for surgeries though. Like,
I know. That's why I was saying that.
That's one of the biggest places, and I'm like, shut up, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
No, that's one of the biggest places, and I think it's because obviously they've been doing it for years, so they're like, you know, they're very much. I'm not gonna say ahead of the curve, but they're in the forefront of that stuff, and it's also the price difference. You know what I mean? Like, out here, you try to get something out here that you go out there and get, it's way different. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's the money thing. That's all it is, and you can't even knock their hustle though because they're so good at it. They're like, hell yeah, we gonna step on the whole world's toes. Y'all come out here and get this shit done.
Facts.
Fuck going to Miami or somewhere where they charging you way too fucking much.
Well, even Miami is just. Listen, you could be a podiatrist working on feet. That's what you specialize in, and you could still give somebody a BBL.
Because it's not really like something you have to study for, right?
Well, depending on the state that you're in. So in Miami, you just have to be a doctor. As long as you are a doctor, you can perform this surgery. So if you feel like cosmetic surgery is going to generate more money, then a lot of people just kind of divvy in that.
That's why a lot of y'all
That's why I tell people pay attention and make sure they are board certified. Because if they're not, like, I don't want nobody
just playing and shit like that.
Like imagine an OBGYN over here like suctioning your stomach. Like, what? Girl, you deliver babies. Like, what are you doing? Move.
But that's why a lot of these motherfuckers out here be looking like a fucking
botched.
Be looking like Donkey Kong Country and shit with your body and shit. No, I hear you, know, and that's why that shit's wild. It's like, you know, I said it before, I say it again. It's like, women, y'all got the motherfucking toughest shit to deal with because, don't get me wrong, guys do liposuction, they do procedures, but it's not as common. You know, most of the time, guys do things. They really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. They go to the gym and do their shit, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there is a lot of
higher than you may think, though.
No, for sure. I mean, you could tell. I mean, who was it not too long ago? It was a dude. He went on live. I think it was Funkmaster Flex. He went on live and he was getting liposuction on live. You feel me?
There are a lot of men who are in the industry who get liposuction. It's not uncommon. There's also a lot of men, like, they be 52 faking these women the same way these bitches be 52 faking these niggas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And will get some girth.
That's kind of scary, man. I you know, fuck all that. Like, I was joking earlier, like, fuck the dumb shit. Like, come on now, you know what I'm saying? Because they're injecting you with something, right? Basically, they inject you with something, and it's like, yo, that shit could pop. I don't give a fuck. Like,
well, skin is elastic, so they just.
Well, think of it like this: the way it works, right, is that it comes from somewhere the blood flows to there and makes you erect. So it's like, how the fuck, like, where's that shit go when it's gone? You dig what I'm saying? It's not like normal, so your body's not soaking it back up. So if something happens, you fuck around and bust a leak and shit. Next thing you know, it's like, you know what I mean? Fuck all that, man. It's good.
Listen,
I'm good. I'm
okay.
Listen,
I used to have this saying, right, where I was like, listen, I always got to be careful who I have kids by because I'm afraid of ever having, like, a little dick son, right? Because my chances is 50-50.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So now with knowing that these surgery numbers are so high, I'm just like, well, gotta be careful. So now I only like men that are naturalists. Like where I'm at, the dude I'm talking to, we good because I know you're a naturalist.
Yeah.
This came from genetics.
Yeah.
I do not want something that came from a doctor.
Yeah, I mean, it's and what's so wild though, and that goes so many different ways because I know females that got plastic surgery on their face, and I never knew until they post Throwback Thursday and they said like, oh, this is, you know, my thing. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, the whole time you thinking that she's just got great genes, and because you can't really tell. I mean, you could tell some people, you can't, but you're thinking like, oh, she's right, she's got nice genes. The whole time you have a baby with this bitch, next thing you know, baby pop out, don't look nothing like her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You be in paternity court like, the baby don't look like me or her.
But sir, it has your DNA right here. It has both your DNA. You sure that shit wasn't swapped at birth?
No, but you know, I think there was a guy in China, I believe. I don't remember, but I can look it up. But there was a guy who sued his wife and divorced her because she had all this surgery and she looked so beautiful, but came out with these children that they weren't aesthetically pleasing, and he couldn't understand where this came from until he saw what she looked like before.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, they look like you.
See, that's crazy. And see, the thing is you gotta, when something happens like that, like you get with somebody and she tells you I've had work done, then you got to keep that in mind. You can't blame her or him or whatever. You just gonna be like, yo, this what it is.
Yeah, but some people lie. Like they don't want you to know.
But that's what I'm saying. When you lie, that's when shit like that happens. Shout out to everybody on the live. But that's when shit like that happens because now it's like, yo, this motherfucking kid don't look nothing like how it was supposed to look like her.
Listen, I don't. That's why listen. I'm not anti-surgery. I'm gonna tell you that because I plan on having surgery eventually, but I ain't doing nothing to my face because I'm already cute. But I feel like, you know, face surgery is for people who you're not born cute. I mean,
No, and I'm like I said once again, I can't knock it, but it's just that to me, it's just that honesty thing. Just let me know right now from the gate. If I meet you and we start talking or whatever, and it starts getting serious, bust that out at some point. Give me the option. You know what I'm saying? Don't just come out of nowhere and being like, oh well.
What if she find out she 4 months pregnant and then she tell you? In 4 months, you ain't having an abortion, so it just is what it is.
Well, I'm fucked. Either way, it is what it is. It's like, okay, well, now, not only do I got to save for college, but I want to give my baby some plastic surgery, too, because I ain't going to have you walking around like this. You know what I mean? That's crazy. They're going to look at her, they're going to look at me, and then they're going to be like, whose kid is that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. They're going to be like, no.
Nah. But see, that's the thing. You could fix your face all you want to, but you can't fix your genes. So if you could, and what I feel like, to be honest with you, and this is just me, I feel like, as generations go on, they're like the generations, people are starting to look better. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm not saying everybody, but for the most part, like if you look at old pictures from back in the day and stuff like that, you see people how they look, you're just like, damn.
I feel like it go up and down.
It could be that
too. Because you gotta, so like think back like the Halle Berrys, the J-Los, the people who were, this is their natural face and their natural look and they are naturally beautiful. Then we move over to today, and we have, like, ain't her name Ari or something like that? Some I don't know. Anyway, okay. So let me rephrase it.
Makes it very difficult.
Because I think she famous or something. She date Moneybagg Yo.
Ari Lennox.
There you go. No, that's not Ari Lennox. Is that her last name? I thought Ari Lennox was the singer.
I thought Ari Lennox was the one that was with Moneybagg Yo.
Okay, could be. I don't know.
It's Ari some, but anyways, you're saying.
But my point is, you get people like now in today's society where she's still a very beautiful girl. I'm not saying she's not, but we know that you've had some work done. We know that this is not what you naturally look like. Or you get people like, oh my God, what's that girl name? T.I. wife. Tiny. Oh,
she's horrible. She's hideous,
where you just,
bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
But she was hideous before the plastic surgery, in my opinion. So I'm just saying the plastic surgery just got her looking like a wax face fucking mummy and shit. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is like, I do feel like we look better. I think that now we have the opportunity to fix things that we feel are imperfections in our body.
Yes, most definitely.
But while we're fixing those, it's almost like you're taking away from what makes you an individual. So everybody wants this Barbie look, and it's almost like, okay, well, if everybody look like you, then what makes you different than anybody else? Yeah. So that's where I feel like it kind of goes up and down. And then there's also the extremists, where it's like, okay, like Ari, she looks hella good. I think she's very beautiful. Then there's this one woman I'll be following. I shouldn't follow her, but I do because I kind of have like a lightweight obsession. I don't even remember her name, but she got like abnormally huge titties, tattoos everywhere, abnormally huge ass, like, and this waist that is like this big. And she's so funny looking. She got like these duck lips. It's like, oh my God.
She look like a Bratz doll and shit on all hyped up and shit. Like,
worse.
Yeah. When it comes
to
I
just
stuff
feel like there's a balance that's missing.
I just feel like we have, since we do have all the access to this new shit and these new surgeries and techniques and whatnot, what's up with it? I feel like, some people don't know limits. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because they say people that have excessive plastic surgery, really have some kind of psychological problem, and they're not really happy with their. Yeah, and it's an addiction issue. They probably have an addictive personality, but I'm all for it if it makes you feel good. I'm not for it because it's like there's that meme that says, it's not that you're ugly, it's just that you're broke.
Facts. No, that's facts.
A lot of times there's simple things that just cost money.
Because that picture with JT.
Exactly.
I was like, oh my God, that's the same person.
And you were like, you couldn't believe that shit, right? So, when it comes down to that, it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody that got plastic surgery. I don't give a fuck if you got it or not. Make sure that you're not catfishing people, however you want to get them, they're going to get off the looks, but eventually you're going to have to let them know that you might have fucked with your nose.
Just don't go too far with it. Like, I'm all for, nip, tuck, whatever it is you want to do. I think my biggest thing is do it because that's what you want. Don't do it for the industry. Don't do it for nobody else. Don't do it for a man. Don't do it for, like, literally have an internal conversation that, you know what, I feel like I want bigger titties. And then go get bigger titties. I
feel like I want you to have bigger titties, though. What if the dude's just hyping it, though? Like,
I don't.
That's good, right? As long as she wants it, right?
Pause. No, I feel like that ain't even a conversation you should be having.
Because I'm a, as long as it's within reason, I'm always gonna encourage my girl to do something if she wants to do it to make herself feel better or look better, or whatever the case is. You know, I'm not against beautifying. I'm not against plastic surgery. I am against excessive shit that you don't need that could hurt you, shit that's addicting, or you're taking risks, like how you said, you're going to somewhere else and they're not even board certified and you're having all these procedures done. Because I've seen a lot of bot shit, and I'm sure you have too, and a lot of nightmare bodies. I know people that went and got their shit done and it don't even look right. Like, I'm like, yo, hopefully this is just the process. There's still more you got to do to it, right? You know what I mean? But
I also think you shouldn't do it before a certain age and before you have kids. Unless you just know you don't want to have kids, because swear to God, people think I'm joking when I say, like, I've run into a lot of people who, like, you done bought this ass, but you realize once you get pregnant, everything swells, it spreads, your hips spread. So now you look like Tetris.
You look crazy. You look like I said, you look like Donkey Kong Country in this motherfucker. And shout out to I Chase Vision. He just said natural bodies. He goes, he doesn't really feel the need for it to do it. And I mean, I get it. If you had a lot of babies and you want to get your body right and stuff like that, I'm cool with that. I'm not really a big fan of the BBL because of course, you know what I mean? There's cases where they're done really well, and there's cases where they just look crazy as fuck.
Just look horrible.
And I don't mind a little slim body or a little extra body. You feel me? That's never been no thing to me. It just got to look natural. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's where the whole Barbie theory goes out the window. Like, when you feel like you want a size 2 waist, but you want your ass to be a 47, you just, like...
Don't make no fucking sense.
You know, it's almost like you look like... This is going to sound fucked up. You look like the green round M&M lady. Them little ass legs, and then your bottom half is hella round.
Somebody said they look like the characters from that Disney movie Ants. You know what I mean? With the ass of the ant, you know, that sticks out hella much, and the legs are twigs. It's like, yeah, it just got to be proportionate for me, because it is a turnoff also too. I don't really like when females do too much lip enhancements. I think that looks gross to me for some reason, like where it just looks like somebody punched her in her mouth like all day. I don't really like that too much. Now, don't get me wrong. If you got like no lips whatsoever and you trying to do what you could, you know, if you're trying to do what you can, then I understand that shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you ain't got nothing, I get it. But like I said, to me, it's just about it being excessive. You know what I mean? Like when you don't really need it.
I think they just need to do it for them. As long as you're doing it for you, I'm all for it. Do whatever you feel is right for you. Do whatever you feel is going to make you feel happy and sexy when you wake up in the morning. Because I know for damn sure that's what I'm doing it for. But I'm telling you, like, there's girls out here getting their body done for their side nigga. Like, what? Because she's the side. So he's married. She's the side chick. He want her to get surgery. He's only willing to pay half. Why would I pay half for something that you want?
Yeah, especially if she's not on board. If she's doing it for him, he got to pay all. That's how I feel. Same thing with me though. Like if a female wants me to get something done, I don't want to do it, and you talking about you only gonna pay half. You got me fucked up. You gonna have to pay all this shit straight up. So look, we're gonna bring somebody on named I Chase Vision. You know what I'm saying? He got his own podcast. He want to chime in a little bit about what we talking about. So let me see if we can get him on. What's going on, bro? What's happening?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing? No.
Hello.
Hey, I got Ann in here with me. I got Ann, my co-host, the best kept secret. Okay.
No invite.
Yes.
Watch y'all, man. I'm gonna watch y'all.
I appreciate you, man. We definitely gotta put in some time.
You know Janetti, right?
Yeah, Janetti, my folks. It's my people.
That's a mutual associate that we both know, and so Janetti put me on to you guys, and I had the interview a while back, which I need to get with him and do another one. But anyway, he was connecting me to some other guys that do podcasts in the same industry.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to connect too and get on some shit, because I know we talked about it already. So, how do you feel about BBLs and doctored up bodies as opposed to natural bodies?
Man, you know what? I'm listening to the conversation, and actually, I'm against it. All the way. I don't like none of it. So no lip enhancements, no breast,
What if she got a back on her front? What if she got a back on her front? Like her front looks like her back.
Hey,
She.
well, hey, if you gotta work it out, be strong.
Yeah.
You gotta work it out, be strong. But hey, you feel me? But listen,
I hear you.
But listen, I understand what direction you're going to, right? But here's the thing. In most cases, in a lot of cases, since this enhancement been going on, the surgery and all this type of thing, right? In a lot of cases, majority of these women been getting these surgeries just because they want some type of enhancement for confidence reason. You see what I'm saying? So that's lips, ass, hips, to get more attention, whatever the case may be, to get more looks, whatever the case may be. And what I'm saying is, right, why not just go to the gym? Like,
Well, I mean,
It's a cheat code.
like, no, but I'm saying, right, like, I mean, in terms of, you know, like you working your legs out your butt. So what I'm seeing is that that's just lack of accountability of what you just don't want to do. Point blank, period. And so, hey, you gotta work out to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't work out for a whole year. Now I want to work out, stop working out, and was like, damn, I had that self-guilt, right? Then boom, last year I worked out for a whole year, had some improvement. Now I'm still working out. So you gotta fight your own battle on certain different things. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, but this shit ain't like you don't even know how the fuck you gonna be looking 5 to 10 years.
Facts.
that is the scary part.
So that's fucked up to the partner who you're fucking with. And don't get me wrong, like it look good in clothes and shit, but
Soon as them pants come off, though. Wow. Soon as them pants come off, though. Shit drop to the flow. But look, to keep it 1,000 with you, look, I agree with you and I don't, because it is a cheat code, like Ann said. It's a cheat code. It is a quick way to get results, but and you can't duck the accountability no matter what. But there is certain things that people got that they're born with, you know, that they can't help. Like some people just got a fucked up nose and they just don't, you know what I mean? They want to get their nose touched. I've seen chicks with long ass noses looking like Pinocchio and shit.
Right.
And then there's also like
Like your breasts. So no matter
My
what you
breasts?
do, no, not you, sorry. But like when you think about a woman with small breasts, the breasts that you're not going to get extra meat or extra muscle, no matter how much weight you gain or lose. If you inherently have small breasts, you're not going to like you can build a muscle because of how your butt. I mean, you could build the muscle in your butt. You could build the muscle in your thighs. You can lose your stomach based off your eating, but your breast is just gonna be, little titty committee. And that's just, what it is. I will say, I agree with the accountability, and where most people fuck up is, hey, people, just so y'all know, you still have to work out to maintain this body. So a lot of people are getting these surgeries. They still have not changed their mindset or their lifestyle. And so they want to get like the surgery. They want to get like the waist trainer. They want to come and get the post-op massages. They want to get the butt suction, but you don't want to eat right. You don't want to drink water, and you don't want to work out. So no matter what you do, you got to work out. Like, let's just put that out there. Like, you got to hit the gym.
They want to do all that the waist trainer, and they want to have the nice slim clothes and all that, but they want to eat a big ass cheeseburger from Burger King and shit. You know what I mean?
Now this is where I feel like I'm losing money, because I tell people, like when I had a person come and the girl came and I do these detox massages. The girl lost like 3 inches immediately off her waist, right? However, when she lost those 3 inches, she said, "Ooh, I'm hungry. I'm about to go to Wendy's." So let me tell you, you just spent $150 with me, only to turn around and you're going to lose the $150 worth of work we just put in. So that's where I feel like I'm kind of losing money, because people give them this false perception that once you have the surgery, you don't got to do nothing else. It's hella work, and it's getting the surgery isn't the expensive part. Everything you have to do to maintain that surgery, that's the most expensive. No, thank you.
Yeah. For sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think we all can agree that what we're talking about is just a person, a woman just looking in the mirror, like, you know what? I'm like down like that. It's nothing just wrong. It's just how you just naturally made. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no
deformity.
Yeah.
In your body. You know what I'm saying? Like your nose not way over here. You know,
Yeah.
your lips not way down there. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like, you know what? I want some more attention, and guys not hitting on me enough. I mean, 'cause that's basically what you're saying. And not only that,
What?
you're also saying that you have no confidence. So,
But they don't.
That's what we dealing with in some cases. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure, and in a lot of cases, because it's a trend now. So, you know, trends, people follow trends. They don't always do their research. They just see that it looks good, and it's a quick way for them to, you know, to fucking fix something that they might not want to get their ass up and go to the gym or go for a run or something.
But
So
those are the type of women that he shouldn't. Where is he from? Because I can hear an accent.
I might get some heat for this boy, cause look, I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm from. I mean, what?
He from down south?
I'm from Houston.
Told you.
Houston, Texas, man.
Down south.
I thank y'all for the invite, for letting me up. You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying?
We're going to let you go too, bro.
Everything I believe is so everybody have their own input. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so that is what that is. I mean, but I'll be honest though. Nicki Minaj look good in clothes.
Yeah. Well, she had the money to get it done. Like, she had the money to get it done right. And that's the problem, though, too, with a lot of people. They don't have the money, so to speak, so they save and get the bottom minimum that they can, or they don't do the research, and they end up with, you know, with their back looking crazy, looking like they got two basketballs, you know what I'm saying, and two broomstick legs. You dig what I'm saying? So we're gonna let you go, bro. I definitely send me a DM. Let's put something in so I could get you on a Zoom actual podcast episode, because we've been meaning to do that. Send me a DM. We do it on Sundays. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your commentary, man. We definitely gonna work on something.
For sure, homie. Hey, y'all be love, man.
Likewise,
Happy
man.
day.
For sure. All right, mama. All right, queen.
One.
Yep, one. I like that. That was cool.
That was dope, man. Shout out to I Chase Vision. In case you guys didn't know, you guys can go into his link in bio. He has his own podcast as well, and he be doing them on the regular. So he's a good cat. Live, we're gonna let you go because it is a wrap. You guys got 27 minutes of live. You guys are lucky. We usually only do 15. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Keep it saturated and stop hating.
Toodles.
All right, I'll let that go. I'm gonna probably post that later just because. All right, so thank you everybody for your patience. You know what I'm saying? No Invite Podcast Season 3, The Progression, Episode 70, Big 70, and out of 70, you started with us. What'd you start? You started last season, right? With us, right?
At the end of last season.
Towards the end of last season, but yeah. So you've been on quite a few episodes already. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I'm a regular.
No, this is your shit. This is your platform, like ours. Like we talked about this already. You are a regular, and even though you're not always regularly on here, you're very much a staple, because people were asking for these kind of podcasts last time. When I was telling Patty, they were asking us for it. They were like, you know, I mean, they dig the interview and the artist stuff, but we don't really go too in depth on the Zoom because it's more getting to know that person.
Right.
It's like, in here we know each other already. We've been got to know each other, so we talk about shit. We get personal and in depth and everything. Like even now, the whole intro about 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So with that being said, and we're gonna keep it moving like we always do. It's the here and now. And this is our little segment part of the podcast where we talk about everything and just give our perspective on current events. We don't try to get too heavy into the politics if we don't have to, just because you guys get enough of that shit out in the world. I'm sure the world is stressful enough. What we are trying to do is enlighten y'all with a little bit of our perspective, and most importantly, give y'all something fun to listen to when you at work. Now, I don't recommend that you guys play us on speaker at work, because we be out of pocket as fuck, though, too.
Hey, imagine they boss walking past and we like, ass and titties.
Oh
like,
my God. Like
boss looking at them like, what?
The bitch got a fucked up BB, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. So make sure that you guys know that this is definitely not. This is NSF W is what they call it, not safe for work. You dig what I'm saying? But it's safe for everybody as long as you're grown and you're sexy. You feel me? So with that being said, we're gonna jump into it. Chuck D and Curtis Blow are working with SAG-AFTRA. It's obviously an acronym. It's a coalition for humanity to create an organization like SAG for actors. And what SAG is basically like the union. Mm-hmm. And when you join, when you're an actor in California and you join SAG, basically, yeah, it protects you. It guarantees you a certain wage or a minimum wage value to work. You know what I'm saying? Which is called scale, I think. But not only that, it has also benefits for those that pay into it. It's kind of like how you would if you had benefits at your work, at any other job. You do what I'm saying? But it's for actors. Okay. So they're basically teaming up with them to create a healthcare organization or basically a benefits organization for rappers.
Right.
And because, you know, the rap industry, the music industry in general does not have benefits. There's no benefits. So if you're an artist and at one time, like, you know, you were popping like a motherfucker and something happens, life fucks up, or you're a one-hit wonder and you didn't manage your money right, chances are you're going to be...
Getting Medi-Cal?
I mean, you're probably going to be worse than that. There's motherfuckers that be... there's motherfuckers that be really tore up. You see them and you just don't understand how they got to that point. Right. You know what I mean? You're just like, wow, what the fuck happened to you, bro? Like, I forgot who it was recently. We were just talking about I mean, there was just somebody in the news. He was a rapper and he was just, who passed away recently? An older rapper that passed away, and they were like, they couldn't even pay for his funeral. They were trying to figure out, you know, what they were gonna do, like, you know, shit like that. To me, I feel like any job, regardless if it's Burger King or whatever, if you work there for over a certain amount of years and continue to work there, you should get some benefits. I know we got Social Security for us average people, right, but like something beyond that, you know what I mean?
But see, so here's the thing, right? As an entrepreneur, the federal government sends you paperwork for you to be able to pay into certain things. So that, to me, I guess I question, because you're in the music industry, does that take away from the business aspect that you should be handling for yourself? Because who's providing you with health care while you're an artist?
No, that's a fact. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of times people, it starts with education. I think that having an organization like this will bring to the forefront the attention of the artist or the rapper. What you say, that motherfucker, it's either the same one or it's a different one, but he's fucking with me. I'm gonna catch his, I'm gonna kill him. But no, yeah, and see, the thing is that when it comes to artists, unfortunately, and this even comes for actors, because you see some actors that are fucking tore up. The kid that was in the Mighty Ducks, they showed him he was homeless. He looked like a skeleton when they found him. They winded up getting somebody that knew him, winded up putting him in rehab, and now he's okay. They show better. He looks a lot better condition. But you know, somebody when they've been on the street their whole life, they never go back to looking the same. They look fucked up still, but you know, and it's sad, right?
So there's multiple levels to
most definitely
this, because you also got to remember, right? One, there's having the knowledge of like what you can pay into to make sure that you secure your own self for, you know, when this don't work out or if it doesn't work out. Two, you also got to remember access. So in reality, like you as an entrepreneur, when you pay for health coverage out of your own pocket, and depending on how big you were versus like if you fall on the hard times, they use what's called like concierge services, which can become quickly unaffordable and draining to your pocket. Then three, you also have to take into account some people, I'm not saying all, but there are some people who unfortunately get into drugs. So even if you pay into it, you may not access it, because most people who indulge in certain drugs or have different forms of psychotic breaks, it's hard to get them to access the medical services that they actually need. So like there's all these different moving parts that you have to think about. And then the biggest part is, again, who's handling your money? So if they pay into it, and let's say they pay into it for 5 years, how does that work once they leave?
Well, see, that's the thing. They pay for it in 5 years, and I would assume that, like, first thing to address a couple things. It's definitely not going to be perfect. There's going to be people, because there's, like I said, even actors, and they have SAG, and they have their own company like this, there's gonna be actors that get turned out to dope fiends. Something happens to them, they get incarcerated. You name it. So it's not gonna be able to save anybody. I dig the idea based on the fact that it would bring awareness to the average rapper that wouldn't probably know about these things and ends up learning about it by either happening to him or seeing another artist like that. I cannot remember who it was, but they could not afford his fucking funeral. Like, it was sad. Like, you know what I mean? And people end up playing, like, other rappers that knew him and shit end up paying for it. But what they're trying to avoid is things like that, is what they're saying. You know, where you can't pay for your own funeral, you can't pay for your own medical, or if, let's say you're a drug addict and you're addicted and now you're broke, that you don't have nothing to run to basically to get you to pay for your rehab or to get you into some treatment. You know what I mean? Because that shit costs money, and the county does that stuff for you. But let's face it, the county ain't the best. You do what I'm saying? If you had something like that you paid into, like, you know, for whatever reason. Then yeah, and that's probably one of the things that they're working on, is how that's gonna affect. Like, if you paying for 5 years at this rate, because you also got to remember they're rappers, so they could be paying way more than we would pay off a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is it Draco the Ruler?
No, it isn't Draco the Ruler, but he definitely passed away recently, and they said that they couldn't access his funds. It wasn't that he didn't have funds, they couldn't access his funds yet, or something. They were making it difficult for him to access his funds because he passed away, and you know, obviously was the breadwinner and whatnot. Right. So I'm for it. How do you feel about it?
I feel like I'm for it. I just feel like I would need to know more specifics about it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because one, like, small time rappers, if you haven't made it to a certain point, there may not be a benefit of you paying into it, because realistically, if you are not, like, you can get Medi-Cal and different stuff like that. You can get services outside of that until you start making. This is for people
that are making money on a larger scale, though.
Right. And so for the individuals that's making money on a larger scale, I just want to make sure that this union will ensure that they are not paying so much into it that begins to drain their money.
No, for sure. I don't think they got to look at it. It's like anything else. I don't think that their intention is to set out and do that, because then they would be setting up for a failure company. Because after a certain amount of people, they're like, yo, this shit is ridiculous. A lot of people don't have to join. You dig what I'm saying? Right. So it'd have to be something like a bill, just like anything else. But maybe you could afford like $1,000 a month. Right. As opposed to like somebody else that could only afford, you know, like us regular people, we afford so much out of our benefits. Oh, I'm gonna give you $100 out of my check, or I'm gonna give you, you know, to pay for my 401k or my medical or whatever the fuck it might be, right? Right. So it's definitely that. So I get the concept and what they're trying to do.
I think overall it's good though. Like, realistically, it gives people the option to be able to have somebody backing them, and when things don't go right, still have something to fall back on. So I'm not anti it. I just want to see like kind of what the structure is, because the other thing is, you know, depending on where you are in the business, like there's a huge gap. Like there's a big gap between like billionaire money and thousandaire money. So like, where is that?
And we're pretty sure that billionaires don't fucking. They don't care. They're not gonna give a fuck. They got their own securities and shit.
But what I'm saying is, like, a person who's making, let's say one rapper is making $500,000 a year versus somebody who's making $900,000 a year. You still in the 100,000 range, but that $400,000 can be a big gap, and we cannot be paying the same amount because the affordability is different.
It wouldn't even make sense if they did it like that.
So that's why I said, like, I just want to kind of see what it looked like before I give my real opinion of how I feel. But overall, I think it's a good idea.
If it's anything like SAG, then that's exactly how it's set up. It's set up scale by wage, because it's going by what you make and how much you're making. And I would assume it's kind of like the same thing. Like, they know, okay, you made this much money this year. This is how much you need to put into your retirement, basically, is what it is.
And that's what's good.
And you got to think like this, as artists, you know, it's a skill, but it's not always a skill that pays. You know, it ain't like, if I'm an electrician, I go anywhere, I'm going to make some fucking money no matter what state I'm in, because there's always a need for being an electrician, so I could always be an electrician. I could be a rapper and be really hot and have a reign for like a good 10, 15 years, and that's what they were basically talking about, because that's why it's Chuck D and fighting for it, because yeah, you guys might be good now, but how many of y'all are going to be good 10, 15, 20 years from now?
Right. One wrong investment and y'all can be broke.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So then what do you have to fall back on after? What do you have to show for it? if you don't have some organizations like this where they're actually have a program and benefits for you, a retirement, even if it's like a few $100s a month back from the money that you paid in, because obviously it goes into a bank account, and that bank account obviously is going to garnish some kind of it's going to get some kind of interest.
Right.
So the money's going to grow with it. It's like an investment thing. It's no different than a 401k, but it's for artists. You dig what I'm saying?
So as long as they're not doing no smirky shit, I'm for it.
Well, I'm sure that it'd have to be a publicly regulated thing, because it's a big business. It's dealing with bank and money.
Right.
It's not just dealing, so I'm sure that they're doing it.
So
they're
this
do
is
it right.
This is gonna help indie artists.
It's gonna help any artist that pays into it.
Okay.
Is what that's what I'm saying. So like for me, let's say I'm not making it like that, or the average Joe ain't making it like that. It wouldn't make sense for me to pay in it.
Right.
Right. I'd rather just keep it, or if I'm, whatever the case might be. So stuff like that, people don't have to pay in it if they don't want to, but if they do, and it's good, because that's kind of like an investment later on down the road. Because like I said, Curtis Blow, Chuck D, those motherfuckers are from the 80s. They're from the era, right? They're the same era when hip hop originated, and this whole new art form, was born. So, we're barely seeing the effects of the stuff that it's done later on down the road. And what I mean, I don't mean negative or positive effects. I just mean like, the evolution of it.
Right.
So, there's a lot of rappers from that era that are fucked up.
Facts.
That are broke.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of them that are doing really well. So we're going to keep it moving. I'm for it. You for it. Like you said, it just got to be done right. I agree, because, the last thing you need to do is be stealing from these motherfuckers in 10, 15 years down the road when they really need that shit. Oh, we went bankrupt or some bullshit happened and this motherfucker was a scam. Now, it got to be, if it's going to be done, it got to be done like a union. It got to be set up like how a job sets up their 401k with other people too as well. We're going to put it in this whatever bank, in this institution. It's going to get this much interest. It's going to, you know what I mean? It has to be regulated and done right, or else it's just a scam.
Right, because even like there are people, older people, I would say, where they were investing money into this thing, and then all the money is gone. Their whole retirement is gone. Yeah. So that's why I said it just needs to be done correctly.
That's why I be wanting to pull my money out, but they gonna just tax the fuck out of me in my 401k. Like they'll get more than 50% of my money if I pull it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like I would want to do that just because it's like you never fucking know. The stock market goes down, something fucking happens. It's like all that money.
But your retirement is FDIC insured, right?
The shit, yeah, hell yeah.
So that's insurance on your money, so you don't have to worry about that. Those people were investing in stuff where it wasn't FDIC insured. Like I'm learning that reality is I don't even want to invest, because the banks are actually investing into the insurance companies. That's where I'm about to start investing my money, because they are the ones with the most money. Because
they're the ones that are getting money. Think about it like, what's insurance? You're paying them in case something happens. You could pay a motherfucking car off, never have one wreck, and you've paid $150 for insurance or whatever more the whole time you had that car. You never wreck it, then you cancel the policy. All that fucking money you done paid into, what do you think they're doing? And don't get me wrong, you're paying in there because if you're an accident prone motherfucker, eventually you're gonna crash your shit. You're gonna need that money to get you. You know what I'm saying?
I've had an accident or two in my day.
Yeah, we all have. I ain't going. I can't confirm or deny that. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're gonna keep it moving. Arizona Home Depot man accused of supplying counterfeit cash with real cash, swapping it out basically. He worked in the vault, and I don't like to say names of people. Like y'all could go Google it and find out the history. So I'm not here to spread the name. We're not really talking about the person and such as much as we are the situation. So he worked in the vault area of the Home Depot where they prepare the cash, to count it, and they get it ready to be packaged to get picked up by the armored trucks. So they said over a period of time he was swapping out fake money with real money. And he got up to almost $400,000.
He's a smart one.
You think so?
What's his number?
He got caught. He got caught, and he got caught with counterfeit money, and he got caught with some of the money on him.
Keyword being some. How much did he get caught with on him?
This is the crazy part, right? So they said he got like I think 5 bands worth of counterfeit money he got caught with, and I think almost like 6-7 bands of real money.
Right.
6-7 bands of real money compared to $400,000.
Exactly.
Yo,
tell him I write him a letter. I put money on my book so he could call me.
I mean, hit him up. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious as fuck. I'm saying because it's somewhere around like let's be obvious. Whatever, you know what I mean? The writing's on the wall. But yeah. So my whole thing is that first of all, it's a victimless crime. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got killed. Or wasn't no robbery. Nothing crazy like that. I don't feel like he shouldn't get nothing more than probation. But
plus, the money is insured.
Okay, but you want to know something? This how foul they are. I almost more than guarantee because he did not give the money back because that's what they usually want. They be trying to recoup the money and they'll offer you like, hey, I'll give you this deal. You get this, but you got to give some of the money back. If you don't give none of the money back, I guarantee you he's getting broke off at least 10 years. And mark my words on this. And this is...
Wait, hold on. 10 years federal time?
10
or
years,
10 years state?
It's federal. It's counterfeit. Okay. And besides theft.
Because federal time, you have to do 85%, right?
Yes, you have to do 85% of your time,
okay.
no matter what. And then, but see, look, this is the thing. It depends what state he is in too, right? But this is the feds, obviously. But if it was a statewide, it was a state level, some states are harsher than others when it comes to certain things. Plus, there's also a amount of money. Once you steal a certain amount of money past that limit, it's considered something else. It's not just theft. It's not just counterfeit.
But how do they guarantee that he
shit.
took $400,000 worth?
Because they did the count and they found almost $400,000 worth of currency that was counterfeit. So that means that this month we pulled $50,000 this month, right? And they send it over. $50,000 is what all our books and our receipts say that we made. They send it over to them. They go and count it. Well, $1,000 of this is fake. So he swapped it and he pulled $1,000. You dig what I'm saying?
Damn, how long was he doing that though? That's what I'm trying.
I would say because
$400,000.
He had to know though too, like he had to know the system because he had to know like they know that you could probably get away with this much counterfeit cash and it's not gonna raise some suspicion. But he was probably getting greedy because, like I said, $400,000, bro. Like,
man,
once you got to like 100,000, 200,000, you should have been like, you know what? Let me fall back for a while, and then maybe I'll start up again or something. Like, I think he should get probation. There's the nonviolent crime. The money's insured. So
I definitely think he should get just probation. I feel like white collar crimes are usually like a slap on the wrist. So I don't feel like
they're usually not because we talked about how vague the law is. So when you go look up a lot of these cats, they get
I want to know his nationality.
He's actually Latino.
See, I feel like they're trying to throw the book at him.
They're gonna throw it. That's what I was saying. If it was, let's keep it real. If they look like us, they might get. If he
lacked pigmentation.
Well, so that being said, because of that, that's why I said he's at least gonna get 10 years. Because we see it time again, and then the writing's on the wall. People can say what they want, but you could go Google this shit, and you could go find the actual records of people. You got these motherfucking child molesters that are getting fucking,
7
probation
years.
and shit. Not even 7 years, they get probation. I just read another article. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, right? But that's neither here nor there. Nonviolent crime, victimless crime. Let's set that man free.
Man,
and
let that man go and tell him.
I know a podcast if you want to invest, bro, that has a lot of potential with a lot of upside. Whenever you get out, man, I'm just saying, maybe we can work something out. I mean, I don't know what you got, and I'm not saying that.
You can always invest.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
Maybe he should invest in some of these botched bodies.
Man.
Turn it into a TV show.
Okay, do you think $200,000 is a little bit of money? $250,000?
I don't.
$250,000. I'm not.
I feel like in California, I don't feel like it's that much money.
Yeah, and reason why I say that is like, I don't mean like on a large scale. Like if somebody gave you $250,000 right now.
So if somebody gave me $250,000, I mean technically, yeah, that's a lot of money for me.
That's what I'm talking about, though. It's for you. I'm not talking about like on a larger scale. Obviously, motherfuckers out here playing. This house is worth $1 million. Right. But I'm saying like, because the last week when I said $250,000 for the farts, I'm slanging. What's happening, right? Patty was like, "That's not a lot of money." I'm like, "Look, if you know what you're doing with it, you can make it a lot of money." Huh?
Patty is rich.
Patty's rich though. That's why I said. That's why she said that. Huh? I knew it. See,
Patty is rich. She over here. She tucking.
She got rich, and she over here watching her people struggle and shit. And she's just like, it builds character. It, you know what I'm saying? Because of this, she'll be stronger.
I think I think the problem is when you said the $250,000, like, pending on the internal damage that it's gonna do. I don't want that money because I don't want to be in pain for the rest of my life, or I don't want to be fucked up.
I'm just saying in general.
But no, $250,000. Yeah, you give me that. Listen,
come on now, because look.
Just know we invest in here.
Yeah, we finna flip. That's what I was saying. That's what I meant to her. She was like, "That's not a lot of money." I'm like, "Okay, first of all, Patty Gates, motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? First of all, it is a lot of money if you know what you're doing with it. It's not a lot of money if you're gonna go piss it away and, like I said, go buy bullshit.
Like, I don't think it's smart for somebody to feel like they got $250,000 and then they go buy a home. That's not a good investment.
Nah.
Not to say buying a home is not a good investment. That specifically is not a good investment.
I think that if you use it as a down payment and you continue to push your hustle,
the whole $250,000.
No. Like go in there and put like $50,000 on a.
That's
fucking,
what I'm saying.
You know
Do the
what I'm
first time home buyer.
Don't
like,
go broke. Like
that's what I'm saying. Still act like you making the same amount of money.
You don't have to until you flip that shit.
You feel me? And even after I flip it, I still maybe.
But that's what I was saying. It's like it ain't a lot of money to somebody that's gonna go fuck it off. You know, and it ain't a lot of money to somebody that makes money like that, because let's face it, if you make money like that and you could go fuck up $250,000, then you're pretty much all right in life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it is a lot of money for average regular people, but only if they use it for the right shit. So I just wanted to say that because we talked about that last week.
You didn't like how she tried to play you in that episode.
She tried. That's not a lot of. It's like, I'm sorry, fucking Patty, fucking Musk. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? What's Patty Bezos? You know what I'm saying? My bad. You know what I mean? I forgot. You know, you got it like that. You know, but your boy 250. Man, I'm gonna turn that to $1 million.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? So, Kanye. I wanted to get this right because I don't really fuck with the Kanye topics and nothing like that. But it's not so much that it's him, as much as it is this situation in general, because it's a common situation. So Kanye is going at his ex-wife Kim. We ain't gotta say fucking last names. If you don't know who we're talking about, then you can just skip this shit. But saying that she's denying access to her children. That he's also upset that she's allowing his daughter Northwest to be on TikTok. She's also blocked him from allowing him to see his kids at times, and not letting them participate in stuff like birthdays and other things like that, blocking and whatnot. And I don't know, there's two sides to every story, period. So I'm not acting like, this or that and the other, but how do you feel about a man, a woman or a man that keeps their child from the other partner? And it's only just period.
So personally, this is how I feel. I feel like Kanye West is being smart, because he is utilizing his platform to shed light on the fact that bitches be out here playing with these motherfucking kids and using them as a toy and using them as a pawn, and you shouldn't do that. Yeah. I also feel like, what they got, like 4, 5, 3? How many kids they got?
Kids,
a lot. Yeah. They got a lot. So I personally feel like when you met this man, he had just lost his mom and he was having whatever, his little breakdown, whatever going on, right? You still wanted him. When he started acting crazy in public and he wanted to be pro-Trump, you still wanted him. You want to stand behind your man. Now that you feel like you done moved this pussy onto somebody else, now all of a sudden you throwing out all this like, he's dangerous, he has antics, he's been that way since you started fucking him. So don't feel like because of the fact that you mismanaged your pussy and had 4 babies by him that you could just, I'm gonna just throw him to the wayside.
Problem.
Yeah, because realistically he been that way. But there was an article where he said, now this was really what I was like, oh my God, I am team him right now. He posted something and it said, yesterday Kim accused me of putting a hit out on her. So let me get this straight. I begged to go to my daughter's party and I'm accused of being on drugs. Then I go play with my son and I take my Akira graphics novels and I'm accused of stealing. Now I'm being accused of putting a hit out on her. These ideas can actually get someone locked up. They shouldn't play that way with black men's lives, whether it's getting them free or getting them locked up. I'm not playing about my black children anymore. Now, the reason why I felt like that was actually so powerful, right, is because women, I ain't even just talking about towards a black man, white man, blue man, it doesn't matter. Women consistently, they lie. Oh my God, he raped me. Then we find out this motherfucker ain't never actually touched you. They lie. Oh my God, he ain't doing shit for his kids. No, he's just not doing what the fuck you want him to do. And if he doesn't do what you want, the way you want it, you feel like he's not doing anything. Women will take and like, they buy him a gift and they want to throw it away. Like, women get on my fucking nerves when it comes to them and they fucking baby daddies. I personally feel like, Kim, you hella out of line. Like, y'all can go to court and set it up to where he have his days, you have your days. Y'all can do separate parties if you want to do that. Like, I think somebody said something about him buying a house that was like behind her house or close to it. he was right when he said, well, what's wrong with me actually wanting to live close to where my kids are? It doesn't make sense, or I will be limited to the amount I could see them if I live in one, like if I go and live in New York and my kids live in Los Angeles. When am I realistically going to see them? Also in his in his live, he was saying, you know, he has altered his life around being able to be present for his children. And what bothers me the most, and I know for me that I'm just hypersensitive to it because my husband was murdered. So I would give anything to have him around. And you bitches be having men that actually want to be present in their child's life, and you just keep fucking with him and you keep pushing him away. And then the very second that he say, you know what, fuck it, I ain't gonna do shit with him, then you call him a deadbeat. So I'm not Team Kim.
For sure. And for the record, when we say these bitches, y'all know who y'all is, and the ones that are not, we're not talking about y'all, so don't take it personal. And as far as the rape thing goes, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to disvalidate or discredit anybody that says that, but it is a common thing that gets weaponized.
So I'm not saying, like, for those who...
We're not saying all women.
Yes, I'm not saying all women. I'm saying for the individuals, for those smirkish, childish, weird, hateful, evil bitches, I'm talking to y'all. So some of y'all don't fall into that category, but some of you hoes, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And the same thing, like all this doesn't happen to all men, because some men are pieces of shit and they're not really good fathers. But I know for a fact that a lot of the fathers that I know that are single fathers that are trying to be a presence in their child's life because they didn't have a presence in theirs, a lot of them, like I would say 80% of them, always have static over it.
Right.
It's always an issue. It's always the child being used for a pawn. It's always what the mood of the mom is, whether or not that's what's gonna dictate how she's feeling about him at the time. That's gonna dictate the whole interaction and what he's allowed or not allowed to do. And see, me, I my thing is like this. I went through this for sure. You know, my son and me, we have a long story, and we went, and I took care of him. You know, me and my son's mother's family took care of my son. We raised him together. It wasn't her.
Right.
You did what I'm saying? So it was the same thing. I know about all that, and that's what it is. It's like you said, you didn't want to be in this situation, this relationship no more. So now he obviously he never beat you. You guys split amicably or whatever. You know what I mean? They are going through a divorce process because I'm sure, but it's barely just starting to get messy. When they split up, she was like, whatever, it's cool. He was like, whatever, it's cool, even though I want you back. It wasn't like they were beefing hard yet. Now it's starting to get messy, obviously, because the kids are playing with the kids. And I don't like that. Like, whatever you feel about the other person, let that be between y'all. Don't be throwing these kids in the middle of it and then making them feel all the shit that you guys should be feeling.
Right.
You
and
know?
see, here's the thing, right? This is one of the things I think was about his daughter being on TikTok. Now,
I agree with him totally.
I agree with him for many reasons. But we also got to remember, this is partially his fault. Your bitch became famous because she was fucking somebody.
It's the same situation.
Yes, but you mismanaged your dick and had a baby by somebody who feel like they just want fame at any cost.
Yeah.
And so since you chose
they put a price tag on their their life.
Now, where I will say it becomes annoying is because I'll say the perception that is put out there. The Northwest wasn't on TikTok before. Now y'all going through a divorce and Northwest is on TikTok. So it does raise the question of, are you only letting her do it because you really don't care, but her dad care, but now that her dad not in the house,
are you trying to create some kind of material or content, something like drama, like manufactured drama, because you know that's how they live. They live by the attention and the drama.
Listen, do you know how exhausting that sound like it is?
No, you know what's exhausting is when you got a bitch that does that shit and she not even famous. That's exhausting. You know what I'm saying?
Making $1 off this shit.
And oh man, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if the shoe fits, wear that motherfucker around because it's definitely for you. Yeah, I agree with the TikTok thing. I don't think my next child, even my son, he didn't get to be on social media really till he was like 13, 14. And I thought that was too young. So I was like, he was limited. You know, he only, on his Instagram, he only had like a couple people on there. You know what I mean? I had access to his Instagram. It was only family members and shit like that. And so I kind of helped ease them into it. And I still feel it was too young, but you know.
I just feel like I do understand everything is about an algorithm, right? But from a parent's perspective, And we don't actually know. We know bits and pieces of how Kanye was raised, but we don't know like all in depth about it.
And we don't know their whole situation.
Yeah.
Like, there could be
so you
much
don't
more.
know why. But certain things we do know. People are predators.
Yeah, for sure.
They killed that one rapper because he posted a video of where he was at and then raided his house. The rental he was in. I forgot his name. But my point is, children do not do stuff with the same conscious security that an adult would. So that opens the door for a whole bunch of different things. Also, realistically, we don't know how that's going to affect her emotionally or anything or her developmental when it comes to time for her to start seeing other stuff that's inappropriate for her age.
I get you. And you know what I don't like about the situation as well? It's like, because we're not together, don't start allowing my child something to do when it wasn't cool when we were both together. And we both agreed that we don't want her doing this.
Exactly. So you didn't want it when I was there, but now that I'm out the home, you feel like she could run him up? That don't even make sense.
That's why I don't like that shit. I don't like, and I agree with him. Like I said, I don't know her side of the story. And for all I know, a lot of the shit she's saying is true. But you know, they're masters at setting their own perception for people. You dig what I'm saying? Like how you see us is how we allow you to see us. It's not like, you know, so they're masters at that. So my whole thing is like, if, you know, that's your PR, your PR is shitty right now because you're looking like the jealous wife, the spiteful mom and stuff like that. And that's not really a good look. And it's hard to make Kanye West look like he's right because everything that he does is always meant to look wrong, but even though it might be right at times. You dig what I'm saying? He's no different than them, to be honest with you, when it comes to how they treat their public persona. They do outlandish and wild shit to generate, you know, their revenue, to generate attention to get to whatever they're doing. You know what I mean?
I think the other thing was Kim said her rebuttal, or maybe her PR team rebuttal, and said nothing that the daughter being on TikTok has done is more harmful or hurtful than what Kanye has done to her on the internet. But when you overly expose your children to this stuff, you are opening the door for society to be able to tell your child about her father.
But not only that, it's exploitation because, let's face it, she wants to be on there. You're not going to let her just be on there and let her be like, oh, it's just her and a couple of her friends. No, you're going to let her be on there and you're going to leave it open to the whole wide world. And you're going to know that you're going to want to make, what's the next logical step? Oh, she got 1 million, 2 million people following on you TikTok. Let's monetize that. Let's make money. Now we're going to be figuring out how to make that 1 million to 2, 3 million. You do what I'm saying? It's exploitation of your child. Now, I think the difference between that and another child, like, you know, the kid that opens up presents for, what's it called? That's different because it is exploitation because that's part of the industry. That's just the industry term. But it ain't, what's it called? It ain't like this is what we're known for. That kid got lucky. He found a way to generate revenue by doing something that he loves to do. And it just so happens that you can make money off it. And his parents fed into that. And now he's a billionaire almost, they say.
Right.
You know, which is crazy. But I think that's different. These motherfuckers got money.
Facts.
They got money.
So
They're known for this type of shit. And the difference is that like TikTok and like YouTube videos are a whole different thing. That kid can make those YouTube videos. His parents upload them and he never got to see them if you don't want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? This TikTok shit, once it touches the Instagram and all shit's everywhere. Just like whatever. But if you're free, if your profile is open to the public, I mean, you're like you said, you're open to anybody to say whatever, tell bad mouth.
She's only 8.
She don't need it's too young. Period. Like I said, you don't need TikTok right now. You don't need Instagram. You don't need Snapchat. You don't need none of that shit. My opinion.
Kids don't got none of that, and they not even allowed to be on YouTube.
Man, facts. You know how it goes. Well, that was the here now, and you know what I'm saying, we breezed through that. I had another topic, but you know what I mean, it's good as it is. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna push it too far. We're gonna jump into the segment called "Put You Up on Game." Do you have any announcements at this time? Anything that you're trying to push, promote, or whatever?
Well, for Anasa Opulent Aesthetics, I am telling everybody, if you want to come get a pretty kitty before Valentine's Day.
Vajacials.
Yes, you can actually get yourself a vajacial. It's going to be $15 off. The service is a bomb. Your kitty will be glowing. And you can ask for more head.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep it real with you. If that motherfucker look crazy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't putting my face on it, you know, so it got to look right. if you gonna get that bite, you know what I'm saying? Have that snapper, you dig? But no, that's what's up. What else you got? Yeah, that's all you got.
The only other thing is I wanted to reiterate at the network event space, they do the entrepreneurial thing every Wednesday. I think I sent it to you last week. So this Wednesday, I will be pulling up. Yes, the best kept secret will be there.
Oh shit! All stalkers.
I want to get more details about it and figure out kind of what's going on. I do know they also do the motherfucking brunch. It's down the street from my house.
This is your shit too. You definitely got.
It's not mine, but it's been lit. I've been looking at the pictures like, damn, I need to be there. I'm not saying it's
yours. This is your lane. This is where I feel like you need to be at these functions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be missing these functions because the networking possibilities for you, you know what I mean, and everything. So
I know I'm gonna go. Listen, I had fucked up before, but I'm getting it together now.
I mean, we all gotta do what we gotta do first, you know, priorities, right?
Yes.
But what else? That's it.
But that's it for now.
All right, so shout out to them, the networking event space in Pittsburgh, California. If you're in the East Bay, you for sure should holler at them. If you're trying to plan some kind of event, something for yourself, they got all kinds of stuff. I'm sure. Holler at them. I want to shout out my people, Saints Kicks. You know what I mean? What can I tell you, man? That's where I go get all my motherfucking shoes at. I get all my kicks from him. He specializes in all kinds of streetwear, new, vintage, used, Jordans, Yeezys, you name it. He got it. He got 2 locations. One, you could find him at 650 Port Chicago in Bay Point. That's, you know, West Pittsburgh for all you motherfuckers.
You feel me? I'm a West baby.
You know what I'm saying? Say I call it Bay Point, but out of formality, I know it as the West. But it's in the West. You know what I'm saying? You could go in there, check him out, walk into the store, look at the merch, chop it up with him if he's in the building. They also got a brand new location in Concord, California at 1790 Willow Pass Road. You know, Monday through Saturday, they're open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You could also go to his website, saintskicks.com. You could, for all you people that are in other states, for all my sneakerheads and people that like that streetwear, he gets all kinds of shit. So if you missed a sneaker drop or something and you really need to have these Jordans or these Yeezys, you could go online. He updates it all the time. You could also go to his Instagram. That's SaintsKicks_, and that's Saint like the Saints Kicks with the S. You feel me? Make sure that you guys tap in with him. Shout out to my peoples out there. Shout out OBB Half 182A. The album out right now on RiBirth Entertainment. You feel me? Go stream that. Go spam that. Couple videos coming up. I don't got too much or too many announcements for y'all. I've been really just keeping my head down and working. When the announcements come, when the shit's already ready to go. That's how I feel.
Feel me?
You know what I mean? When this shit's in the chamber already. So with that being said, that's the put you up on game segment. Thank you, and thank you everybody that we just shouted out. And let's get to the main topic. Now, the main topic, you know, is usually something, you know, we've been on relationship stuff lately, and I really feel like that's the lane as far as what we talk about, because it don't mean
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is coming up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and side chick Valentine's Day.
We got one more week, so next week will be the Valentine's Day one. We'll really do just topics on that. How about that? Like love. So
Valentine's Day fall on a Monday, right?
It do. So what we would.
So then technically we will be recording on Side Chick Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so then we'll do the Side Chick Valentine's Day, and that way on Valentine's Day the actual Valentines can go and listen to it in the car on the way there, and there could be a fight at Benihana's because it's gonna touch some nerves, I'm sure, and we're gonna say some real fucking shit that everybody knows. And if you have a perfect relationship, well, God bless you, because I don't know what the fuck that is. Everybody got perfect issues. Everybody got issues. Some of us got deeper issues than others. You know what I'm saying? I won't say who. But I got a few issues, you know.
I mean, I may, maybe one or two screws loose. I'm
a couple sandwiches short of a picnic basket for sure. So, with that being said, the main topic, this was like something I read an article. I can't remember exactly where because I'm a stoner, so blame it on the weed. But it asked the question: does someone's online presence like Instagram, Facebook, etc., TikTok, whatever, and the way they are on social media, is that enough for you to want to stop dating them, or enough for you to not want to date them? Like if you met somebody, so yeah, follow me on Instagram, and then you follow on Instagram and he's like a Trump supporting fucking douchebag or like self-hating like weirdo, you feel me? Is that enough for you to not want to fuck with him?
How long into the relationship do I discover the social media presence?
Well, I mean,
Because if I've already been fucking with you,
yeah,
and I already got feelings for you, then I probably just gonna have to tell you like, okay, you gonna have to calm down.
Okay, so look, what if it's the one where it's like you thought you first get with him, you get through the honeymoon phase, you know from the gate, because nowadays that's like your resume. It's like, okay, I want your number,
what's
your
Instagram?
fucking Instagram. Exactly, right? So you do that with him. You get that, and you see he's kind of an asshole, and he does kind of weird shit. Let's say he's a Trump supporter, right? But not only is he a Trump supporter, he's like one of those borderline, I don't like myself, I'm racist type shit. Like, I don't like my own people type shit. But you don't really take it like that at first, but then it starts to get worse as the relationship goes along. And he's really like, MAGA 2022, all that shit. So, so how are you going to treat it if you got feelings for him already, though?
So...
He tells you to calm down. He goes online. He's like, you know what? My girl just told me to calm down off this MAGA
if you
shit.
one of those people where every time, listen, I'm comfortable with you going online, but you better go live so that when I break up with you, everybody can see and they can know exactly why. I feel like if we already fucking with it, you know where people fuck up? Is they don't listen when people talk. People always say and do stuff to let you know in advance.
The red flags are there.
Yes. You can't get distracted by the deed. That pussy can't be so good that you actually get lost in the sauce and forget that this bitch just said like X, Y, and Z.
So
like,
I stabbed my last boyfriend because you know what I'm saying. I thought he was looking at another girl, and you're just sitting there like this.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, she's cute. She's got a sense of humor. Like,
people get distracted by that fat ass that they buying.
You know what I'm saying? that ant booty. He got Donkey Kong Country in the sitting shotgun. He can't stop looking at her. He's forgetting all his common sense then left.
I will say this. I personally, I have mixed feelings. Because on one hand, if I don't know you and then I see your Instagram, I'm going to be side-eyeing asking so many questions that you probably going to feel like this is an interrogation and you ain't going to want to fuck with me. So that's possible. But I do feel like people go on social media for several reasons, and one of those is validation. You can look at somebody's social media and see if they're extra insecure ass man or extra insecure ass woman.
Facts.
And if they are, then whatever comes with the relationship, you have to be willing to accept, or you need to exit stage left.
I'm a big person in that. You knew what you're getting yourself into. Don't be... I know they say love is blind, but I say don't be too blind to where you're slipping. I agree with that totally, because you could tell a lot from male and female, like insecure males and shit. You know, they always gotta feel like they gotta explain why they do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who gives a fuck? Fuck it, you did. And I to be honest with you, I cannot be in a relationship with anybody that takes to social media with their personal problems.
Depending on what the personal problem is. Like
the relationship problems. Now, I don't mean like personal problem, like, oh, I feel bad today, I don't mean that as much as I mean like, let's say we're in a relationship, we have an argument, and then I go on there and be like, I'm single, you know what I'm saying? Or my girl be tripping because this and that, you know, I can't believe, and they be chopping each other up online, social media, and then they're like a week later, they're okay. And
I can't fuck with a person who cannot go without social media unless it's for like business purposes. So like realistically, we have to be on social media because we got to promote. That is one of our marketing strategies. It's a tool that we're using. Yeah. So that's a very different situation. But if you can't go without, so like if I say, you know what, babe, let's go for a weekend. Let's just cut everything out. Kids go with we gonna be good. We only answering the phone for the kids.
Nasty time.
You feel me? But if you cannot go without social media during that time, I probably can't fuck with you. Yeah. I also feel like if I first meet you and I see stuff on your social media that'll make me side eye you, I'm probably gonna. I probably can't. Yeah, I probably can't.
So I mean, yeah. It unfortunately, like for instance, there's the thing. I'm not what I post. I just post it because it's funny. But you like it though, and you agree with it.
But what about that was
humorous?
And
you feel like it's okay. So that has something to say about the kind of person you are. You know what I'm saying?
It does. Like if a person. So I was recently talking to someone on social media because they posted something like, I don't need validation from social media. I'm taking flights and on vacation and actually just enjoying the vacation. Well, there's no difference between you making that statement and getting the validation and you posting a picture and getting the validation. Like, what'd you say it for?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. So it kind of made me
You want me to look at you different because you're not doing everything like everyone else is doing, but
you're doing
the same thing. You're just doing a different form of it.
Yeah. So to me, it kind of made me look at this person like, that's interesting.
See, and it's a slippery slope. Like, for instance, people that donate to homeless people and stuff like that, and they film it. I don't like that. But if you're gonna film it because you want to try to inspire people, I'm a big person on don't film the act. Say what you're gonna do and then go do it and then talk about it afterwards.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if I'm that kind of person, I'm gonna pull up to the park and be like, yo, I'm at the park right now. I'm about to do some donations. I got these sandwiches. I got this and that. I'm about to walk around and give stuff to people. Boom. No
that way,
camera,
anybody that needs help can pull up.
pull up. But not only that, no camera where I'm all in their face and I'm all doing it. I'm doing it out of the genuine caring of my heart. And I'm doing this video as to show and set an example to pass out to the people. And see, the thing is, some people do that, but they go too far and they film it and they got, it's like, like they're extra. And some people just do it just because they want to be thought of as somebody that does that shit, but they really don't. They do it for the clout, right? So I have a problem with that.
Listen, there's two parts to this though. Because a person who never posts, I feel like most people, they always say, I'm private. No, you're not private. You're just promiscuous and you don't want to get caught up.
I mean, but see, that's the problem though. Social media shouldn't have never been a place for that to begin with. Right. That's your personal business. So back in the days, you had to catch a motherfucker, you catch your significant other cheating, like either in the act or somebody that knew them or seen them or like phone calls and shit. Now, everybody uses these social sites for things that probably weren't intended, like to have all your fucking business out there. It's okay for you to post your stuff, post yourself, post pictures and do stuff, but when it comes to your personal business, nobody wants to hear that you're going through with your girl. She cheated on you or you cheated on her and she kicked you out and she's a bitch. He's this, he's that. And then you guys are together in a week. I mean, people want to see that, but nobody cares. So
but the people that want to see it really don't want to see you happy.
Exactly.
They're subscribing to the drama.
They want to see you. They want to see your misery. They don't want to be happy for you. They want to feel your pain. They want to see your pain. Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
People thrive
laugh
on
at
drama.
your pain. And that's the thing. Like, to me, is like people say, oh, I'm not what I post. You're not what you post because you're probably not in that position to be that you're not what you post. But if you could be, you would, because that's why I'm careful in what I post too and what kind of message I present out there, because it's like people will build a perception of you based on what you post. So even if you really aren't like that and you think it's funny, some guy probably thinks that you're like that, or somebody out there in the world thinks that you're like that. And I know we're not supposed to care what people think, but on a smaller scale, when you eventually, if you interact with somebody that follows you, that could affect how they treat you. Right. That could affect how they see your business. If you're a business person and be like, yo, well, she's this, she always posts up some crazy shit like this. So I ain't never gonna put no business in her pocket.
Right.
I
also think you gotta remember, right? So to me, I feel like when people go into a relationship, it is similar to going into like a business relationship. You don't want to fuck with somebody that's broke, just like a job. Don't want to hire somebody that's going to steal their money.
Somebody's going to steal from them, beat them up, hurt them.
Yeah, so you got to think about that. So if like I'm one, like now I've started just unfollowing people. So you're still on my social media, but I'm not going to follow you. And I know.
So I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, it's because of the algorithm. So I know there's one person on my social media. I know every time you're in a relationship. Because when you fucking with a dude, it's always, I found a real one. Then like a month later, it's like a month later, and it's like, you know what? I need to be a strong, independent woman. I don't need a man for nothing. And then 2 months after that, found me another real one. And honestly, it make you look like a hoe.
Yeah.
Like,
it builds a perception about you. See, and like I said, your business is your business. Like back in the day, remember, our parents didn't talk about who they used to date like that or whatever. They didn't really talk about like that in front of us. Like you might have heard, oh, I'm dating this person, but it wasn't like, oh, he's this or he's that. Or you didn't really hear a lot of that. But also like what you're saying is as far as how, oh, this person and that person, I see it every month she got some new person. See, that's your own personal business. You shouldn't be taking that to social media because, for like you said, people, their perception of you. Now people, a guy that might be genuinely interested in you and might treat you well is gonna look at that and be like, yo, she got there's some kind of
Got
red flag.
bodies.
She's got bodies, but it's also a red flag. Why you always in a relationship that's fucked up?
Right.
You know what? Why is it
Right.
always either you don't know how to pick them, or you just you're just naive to the red flags or whatever, right?
Yeah. I think it's also important to remember that, like when you make the statement, your business is your business. Where I have a pet peeve with people is, yes, your business is your business, but social media is a public platform. You didn't have to put your business out there, so don't get mad when I have an opinion about it. So if somebody feels like
Facts.
you don't want me to judge you and whether or not I would date you based off of your social media, then don't put shit up there for me to cast a judgment.
Yeah.
It's literally just that simple. Like, and what I do understand, like, time changes. So, like, what I was putting on social media in my 20s, I'm probably not putting that on now.
For sure.
But at the same time, I still have to be mindful that depending on how far you go back, there might be a twerking video. Even though today I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of get what I'm saying? So all of those things kind of play a role. But yes, I do feel like social media is supposed to be a reflection or an extension of you and how you feel and your views and different stuff like that. And if that's the truth, then I may not like your ass.
Even if it's not, in what's it called? You have to, and you're okay with putting out whatever you feel like, then you also have to be okay with, like you said, the repercussions and the blowback, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Whether it's you're turning away potential people that you're turning away a girl that might be, you know what I mean, but because she gives off a certain perception, or vice versa, right? So most definitely, and I have a theory about social media. I feel like social media, people go through an evolution in social media once they get it. And unfortunately, like for us, we were already grown when social media really started to become popping, so and it became a mainstream thing. But a lot of these kids, they get it earlier, so they're learning a lot as they go along how to conduct themselves on social media. It's starting to make sense why you don't do this. It's starting to make sense why you don't post guns,
right?
Why you don't do the shit, because it's not because it's not because the art that they're getting you for the illegal activities in making this art, and that's the problem,
right?
And by you putting stuff out there, people are learning like, yo, there's certain things that don't need to be online, don't need to be on TV and shit, and it will get you fucking. It won't be the cause of you getting arrested, but it'll be what helps make you look guilty as fuck when you get arrested for something else. So it is an evolution, and people, as they get older, they evolve, and you start to realize like, yo, I'm not gonna be like that no more on social media, or I used to follow a lot of people that had drama because I thought it was really entertaining, and now as I'm getting into this point of my life, I don't do that no more. Like I said, I unfollow. Or if it's something I don't agree with, I don't follow, because I don't need that negativity in my life. I already know this type of shit exists. It's not like I'm naive to the world. I know this shit is out there. So I just choose not to, because I don't want it interfering with my peace.
Right.
Where my mind frame is in life and where I'm headed, I have to be focused on that. And if I have to have things that align with that.
Right.
The more the less things that you have align with where you're trying to go in life, the more drag you get. It's like, like a sail or like an airplane where you get some wind drag and it's pulling you. You're not moving at the speed you need to move to. And that doesn't mean you have to cut people off. That doesn't mean that you have to fucking, be very extreme. But what it means is that, everybody, you're going to have to find that spot in your world where you have to put them in. And if they're not overall the main goal, then guess what? They might have to get put on the shelf for a while. Right. Because everybody moving, everybody evolving, everyone's on a different time frame and whatnot. So, because I don't like to cut people off, and even if I stop following somebody I know because I don't agree with something or I don't like something that they do, that doesn't mean that I have something against you personally. And that's what people also take it sometimes too. They take it like, oh, he don't follow me on, or she don't follow me on Instagram, or she must have something against me. I don't know what that person is going through. Right. I don't know what they got going on, and you don't know what I got going on and why I'm doing the things I do. Maybe I do it to protect my peace. Maybe I do it because I just don't want to. That what you're doing doesn't align with where I'm going in life right now. You know what I mean? Right. We're different people. We have different rates of evolution, and we see things differently. But that doesn't mean we have funk on the streets neither. It doesn't mean that I don't like you and you're not my folks. You're my peoples. I love you. I'm always gonna have love for you. But we might not just align at the same things right now. You know what I mean? I might not agree with how you live your lifestyle. You might not agree with how I live my lifestyle. And that's okay. Social media doesn't make everything neither, though. Right. And for the whole moral, I think, for this whole topic that we're talking about is basically, social media and the way you present yourself online could have a negative effect or positive, but a negative effect. too on, you know, whether or not somebody wants to date you, somebody wants to suit you, somebody wants to, you know, get with you on some level. And that doesn't just
or
mean,
even if they get with you, how they will treat you.
how they would treat you. And that doesn't just mean relationship wise, that could also mean business wise, like we were saying earlier. It's like if, you know, your online presence, it doesn't, you know, what you post doesn't coincide with what you're trying to sell or the vision or your core audience, you're gonna turn people away. If you know what I mean. You know, politics isn't always good on your business page. You dig what I'm saying? Save your politics for a different page. But if you're running a business or you're running something where you're dealing with people on a large level, you know, there's certain things that you got to stay, you know, away from, and you got to make sure that what you're doing aligns with what you got going on and your goals for this business, for this podcast, for this whatever. You know what I mean? So
that's even when it comes to dating, right?
Don't mind me. You know?
But people always say like, so I have this saying where I tell everybody I'm nobody's long-term girlfriend, I'm somebody's wife, and I'm just waiting for my husband to find me. I don't see my husband finding me if I'm like twerking in every other video.
For sure.
If every time you see me, I am half dressed. I feel like, there'll be plenty of men that want to fuck me, but I mean, shit, I could get that with all my clothes on. But somebody who would genuinely want to take me seriously, no, I don't see that happening. And so I also feel like when you look at someone's social media and they are willing to overly expose themselves, you also have to remember in the back of your head, if they willing to do this to their goddamn self, what would make me think they wouldn't try to do this to me? As soon as they get mad, have a random picture, dick pic something, put it on. Like, there's just so many.
Blast you on Instagram, try to, take shots at your character. And
just all kind of stuff. So it's like, those are things that and it's so funny that we even talking about this, because I've had this conversation with other women where they feel like a guy shouldn't treat me based off of what he see on social media. Well, the problem with you saying that is that we are visual creatures. So I'm not going to believe your words more than I believe my eyes. So if I see that you online and you constantly acting like a hoe, when I get to know you, I may find out that you're not. But my perception initially is just going to be what it is.
Is how I'm gonna approach you like somebody that thinks it's a hoe. Because you could say it's an assumption, but
everybody make assumptions.
But the reason why I don't agree with what somebody says that is because, okay, but you get dressed up to look good and post yourself on Instagram, right? So it's like you want them to know that that's you. But then when I post something like something that, you know, that's the salacious or something that with a outrageous point of view, you don't expect them to agree with you on that though.
Right.
You do what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the real me, but this not the real me. You do what I'm saying?
And that don't even make sense.
If it's not the real you, I don't
battling
post shit
internally with yourself.
Exactly, because I don't post shit that I don't agree with, period. So if I post it, then I agree with it, then it may not be exactly what I do, but in a certain way, I find that acceptable. So if I find that acceptable, that's a part of my character.
Right.
You do what I'm saying? So that's what I say. It's like when I know shit is funny and I could tell when it's comedy and, you know, like, don't get me wrong. But then also you see when you follow people a pattern. They always post this kind of shit. Yeah. They always post this kind of stuff. So you can't say, oh, I'm not what I post, because you kind of are.
You really are. It's like the person who's always posting fights. And then they get in a fight. You want us to think that was really them other people, when realistically you're always posting and commenting like, man, I would have beat her ass. Yeah. I'm going to assume like, oh, you were the aggressor, even if you wasn't.
And you know what? And that's, and you're gonna,
and it's unfortunate, but this is like.
Yeah, you're not going to know is this person a violent person? Is the violent type because they're always posting violent shit? Like, you don't know. That's our human nature is to, I'm not going to say it's to judge, but our human nature is to try to assess who is what by their actions and how they move, not by so much, because even in the wild, you know, the lions, they have the roar for a reason, you know what I mean, because they're trying to give off a perception of who they are, so they roar.
Oh, really?
And that's part of their survival tactics, besides obviously the claws and the fangs and stuff. Same thing with other birds. You see birds that flare up and they do this, or when there's mating season, the pigeons dance around each other. You dig what I'm saying? And it's because I
know nothing about pets.
These are wild animals. I said lions and pigeons and shit, and not, you know,
I don't
not
know
too many
shit
people
about
keep
them
those
either.
in their house. Now, don't get me wrong, they do, but not around here. But that's not far. That's far from the point. Basically, we're basically saying the same shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
So basically, you ain't gonna you don't want to date a girl who's twerking in every other video.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I don't want to date a girl with that. It's whatever I want. Like, for instance, if I'm okay with that and I like that, that's fine with me. If
Mm-hmm.
I could deal with it. I'm not, you can't be like, I could deal with it, then you're the insecure type just to lock this girl in, and then you're a fucking piece of shit treating her bad because you knew she was like this. It goes back to the
Now,
Kim and Kanye
that
thing.
is the thing. Man, listen. I
That-
swear
that
to
goes
God,
back to the
people
Kim
do
and
that.
Kanye shit.
Yes,
So,
people always get the. I used to tell people all the time. I used to, at one point in my life, I used to feel jaded because I felt like I was always the best friend. I used to hang out with certain people, and one girl, she got big ass titties. One girl, she got a fat ass, and like one girl, she was just drop dead gorgeous. Like literally, she just was. Like
She was
even
a
I
piece.
was,
You
but
feel me?
and I felt like I was always overlooked for the fat ass, the big titties, or the girl that's drop dead gorgeous. But once they realize, like, the fat ass is homeless, the big titties is still fucking with her baby daddy, and there's hella drama, and the drop dead gorgeous is stupid. After we have these conversations, then it's like, you know what? But I've always really liked you, sir. I don't come second to nobody ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
But this is why I say you gotta go. Like literally, you have to know what you're getting yourself into, and you cannot. Like, it's unfair for you to date a dummy and then be mad that she's a
and
dummy.
expect Albert Einstein and shit like that.
Yeah, like when people used to tell me like, man, but I could really sit and talk to you. Well, we did sit and talk, but then you got distracted with this fat ass, these big titties, or this beautiful woman, and now you feel like you're talking to a dummy. That's not my fault. Like,
yeah, because I mean, even
no.
guys, we could admit it. Like you went and you got with a girl, and then you meet her circle. And then you start to see who she is, and you realize that there was another one. She was way cooler. You should have probably hollered at her, but you didn't know her. And you're stuck with this motherfucking weirdo and shit. You're just like, yo, we don't even mesh. But now I'm fucking burnt. I can't fuck with none of y'all because then y'all ain't gonna want to fuck with me.
Well, some bitches is smirkish. I personally am not that type, but there are bitches out there that will.
and rightfully so though. I mean, going back to what you said, it's all about you knowing and understanding what you're getting yourself into, and more than anything, I think as I'm getting older, what I'm realizing is I don't gotta rush anything with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, we could chop it up and we could it ain't like high school where, oh, you know what, we hung out one day, that's my girlfriend now, or that's my, you know what I mean? It ain't none of that. Like, I'd rather take my time and get to know somebody and be like convinced that this is who I'm fucking with than to fucking waste fucking years of my life later on finding out who this person is and realizing I don't like this person and now it's messy. We got fucking kids or some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I just feel like the
Take your
purpose
time.
in dating is to find a marriage mate. If I ain't looking to get married, I'm a damn sure I ain't even really gonna entertain you like that. And if that's not what you're looking for, I don't even want you to look my way. That's real. And see, that's the reason why I think I post the way I do. Because I post in a manner of, one, like my kids are a lot on my social media. You have to know I'm family oriented. So if you don't like kids, I'm not for you. So look at this page and see that, right?
And
like,
understand that you're gonna come into this family and be a piece to it. You're not you're adding to the family. You're not gonna take over the attention.
Right.
I'm not gonna drop everything for you.
Right. And then like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be truthful, I feel like it is fucked up, but yes, we judging you based off your social media. And I wish people would stop saying like you shouldn't cast judgment on people. Everybody casts judgment, good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody does it. It is a part of human nature. That's just is what it is. And if you don't want people to judge you for the bullshit on your page, stop fucking posting it and go delete it.
And see, the thing is, when we say judgment, we're not saying like, oh, you're a fucking this or that. I think what you mean by judgment is like once again, it's your instinct. How am I gonna approach this person? How am I gonna deal with this person if I ever see this person? If it's somebody that you have to worry about seeing, you know what I mean? Because the way they present themselves is just like anything else. If I see you on the streets, of course, if I meet you on the streets and just talk to you for a minute, I don't really know who the fuck you are. I know I've interacted with you, but I have a perception of who you are right then and there. But if I only interact with you through social media and this is what you put out there, then of course it's natural. It's human nature. People are gonna be like, yo, this is you. Right. Whether you directly do this shit or not, you agree with it in some form or fashion. You think it's funny, hilarious. That's your personality that thinks that those things are funny. So obviously somewhere in there, it's in your DNA somewhere. You do what I'm saying? So
or like when they go live all the time, they go live when they're eating. They go live when they wake up. Then you can't date a woman who feel like, well, I don't want you going live on every single occasion.
I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you, and this isn't aimed at anybody, but I know a lot of people will probably take offense when I say this, but I don't give a fuck because like I said, I don't, you know what I don't like? I don't like and this is just mainly for dudes, because females, I feel like you're different, your personality's different, and you guys do this and it's okay. But I don't like the dudes that be fake. Take a picture of my fit, bro. Or I'm here, take a picture of this. Or take a picture of me posing like I'm deep in thought. Like, but getting somebody else to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you post your own picture, you do your own pics, whatever, that's fine. But when you're like, you could tell you had somebody take this picture for me right here. I'm standing in front of this Lamborghini that ain't mine. And take a picture, to check out my fit, take a picture of like my whole full body. I'm over here, like constantly, like really posed, like not even posed, but staged type pics. You get what I'm saying? I just think that shit's hella corny to me for some reason. It's one thing if you tap in with your people, say, "Oh, let's take a picture, y'all." You know, I ain't seen y'all in a while.
I think
or,
I don't like it
I'm
when
at
there's
this
no
place.
purpose. I don't get the purpose.
I don't like it when it's excessive, is what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you went to fucking go watch the Warriors. You take a picture in front of the thing. That's dope. You feel me? I get that. But when you're like, take a picture of my fit. Now I'm right here. I'm inside the fucking the bar next to the what's it called. I'm in here and take a picture. Now I'm at the bar like this. Let me take a picture. Now I'm drinking a drink. Let me take a picture. It's like, bro, but it's not like like I said. The difference is it's not that when I'm taking the picture, like, oh, I'm here, boom, whatever. I'm here, selfie. I'm right here. It's when like, hey, bro, take this picture for me. You do what I'm saying?
Yes. And
hey, bro, take this picture.
You know the other thing I don't like? Have you ever noticed? It happens more. I feel like it happens more with men than it does with women. But do you notice when men have someone take a picture of them and they're like at a restaurant? Mm-hmm. Do you notice you never see what's on the other side? It always look like you going out to eat by yourself. Nigga, we know you with a bitch. Just
who the fuck's sitting across from you taking this picture? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I know cats that like I don't know how I could do like, hey bro, take this picture of me, or take this picture of me doing this, or take this picture wiping my nose, or take this. It's like, my dude, your people get it, bro. You eating at Roof Chris, you're having a drink, you can take pictures of your food, you know, a selfie here and there. But when it's like every little thing that you're doing in there, and it's a staged picture, like I said, it ain't like I'm taking it. Like if I want to take a picture of my plate, take a picture of the scenery, I'm taking that picture. You do what I'm saying?
Right.
As opposed to like, hey bro, here, take this picture of me eating my steak, cutting my steak. Hella, you know, I'm a boss. You know what I'm saying? You got to see me cut my steak. Okay, take a picture of the table here on my side of you. I'm having my drink. I'm gonna have my coffee. You feel me? Like. It's like, come on, bro.
You know what else I don't like?
That's just corny.
Is when people, and I see this from men and women, I don't like people to volunteer a lie.
Like, what do you mean? Explain
On
that.
social media, a lot of times they volunteer a lie. And that is so fucking annoying.
Break it down, though. What is
so,
it?
like, if you, okay, so, like, let's say you went to the Warriors game, right? But your seats is way up here. But the pregame, you walk down to the bottom and take a picture of the court like you there, or you extra zoom in and then fix the picture to make it look like, ooh, I'm sitting in the third row. No, you're not. Don't volunteer a lie. Or the girl who these filters that be volunteering lies. Lies. I don't like that.
I don't like when people, they meet rappers and stuff and they take pictures with them, and then they're like, it's not the picture that taking with. I don't like the caption like, big bro told me I'm up next.
Yeah.
Or we got something coming soon. It's like, stop the capping, bro. That dude don't know you. You took a picture with him. That's cool because you like him. I can't never knock that. You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's okay to be a fan.
Yeah,
the problem
that's what I'm
is
saying.
You're volunteering the lie of thinking that you guys are friends. No, you are a fan. You added a letter.
The problem is that you're, like you said, there's nothing wrong with being a fan, but you're trying to give off the perception that you're not a fan.
Right.
You do what I'm saying? Oh, this the bro right here. This my big bro. That motherfucker's younger than you. What the fuck you talking about, big bro?
Even like Simba. Now that Simba is on, do you know how many people, now granted, I knew who he was, but that, not directly. Like me and him have never had a conversation. But do you know how many people is like, oh yeah, that's big bro. Oh yeah, that's little cuz. Hold on. I've known you all your life. And I know you probably went to school with him, right?
Yeah, I don't like
but
that.
How many times have you hung out with him?
Yeah.
How many conversations did you have with this man? Like, stop it.
If you like somebody and you support
just say
him,
you're a fan.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I support him. Like, yo, he's dope. He's repping out here tough. You know, he's making moves. Like, support the man. Don't be trying to like, oh, that's my little guy, or don't be trying to little bro him or big bro him, man. And you weren't really fucking with his movement. You ain't fuck with him till you see he was on and that he's doing stuff, and now all of a sudden it's like, don't get me wrong, new fans are always welcome. Don't get me wrong,
there's nothing wrong with being
be
a fan.
That's what
people
I'm saying. Don't be.
Wrong.
It's nothing wrong with being a fan. I'm a fan of a lot of these artists out here.
Tax season coming. Do you know how many times we gonna see? I'm out here getting money.
Yeah.
I'm out here eating. I'm out here.
I got this.
When that EDD was hitting, everybody, man, I'm out here getting whips, and I ain't seen.
Look at these 2 lobster tails. I'm just gonna throw them off the balcony because I got it like that. Now these motherfuckers is eating shrimp ramen and shit every day. But I mean, like I said,
it's just you volunteering a lot, and that's one of the things that personally, this is why I can't date in the social media era, because I don't like lying is like automatic. I can't fuck with you.
Red flag.
Yes, and to me, I just feel like these motherfuckers be volunteering a lot, and it pisses me off to no end, because I'd be like, bro, you didn't even have to lie about that. Or even like girls, when they be giving the facade, you sitting on the counter to make sure that your ass look fat, and then they see you in person and your ass really just, stop it. Just be yourself. You don't have to lie. Or like, you taking pictures of these like Gucci bags, just went into the Coach store, took a picture of the Coach store, and then you come out with a purse, but you ain't telling people that you got that Coach purse from Ross.
Yeah. Of course.
It may not even be real Coach.
It's like look, you know the whole industry thing is like fake it till you make it, but it's like a lot of y'all don't even have goals to make it. You just want to fake it. That's the difference between, I think, faking it to make it and then just faking it. It's like, at least people that fake it to make it, they know, they understand that certain people, certain business, to get to a certain level, maybe at all times, you might have to fake a little something here and there, just because people won't give you that look unless they believe you're at a certain level.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's just how business is sometimes. You could be the most qualified person, but if you don't look like you're in the position to be the most qualified person, then you'll probably get overlooked. So I get that part, but it's like a lot of y'all don't got no fucking goals. I'm gonna tell you like this: I didn't do no EDD shit. If I would have did some EDD shit, I promise you I still have money. And it's because I wasn't gonna go out and buy the Gucci and go fly around and try to press and stunt for everybody. I would have really been putting it in my motherfucking business. And right now, while everybody's going broke and getting indicted, I would have been really living life for real, paying my taxes and employing all my employees and having my business rocking. And I would be really taking vacations on some real legit shit, because now you're really a boss now,
right?
Because you put yourself in that position and you did it right.
That's
so look, we're not gonna hurt too many people's egos and feelings right now, because I feel like that's what we're doing right now. A lot of people, I feel like our listeners are smarter than that. First of all, so I'm not just talking about, I'm not talking about our listeners, but eventually some of these clips are gonna get out there online, and especially this last part, it got a lot of clips. So make sure that you guys, keep an ear out for that. But most definitely, I agree with you when it comes to that. And where can they find you at now that you are an official Instagram account holder for this?
Okay, so hold on, I don't have it memorized yet. Don't judge me.
It's the _best_kept_secret. One?
Yeah, there's a one behind it.
You mean to tell me after all those motherfucking underscores, you put a 1 on top of that too?
I had to, because somebody tried to act like they was the best kept secret, and they really were not. It really is me.
And they weren't even a secret. Everybody knew her.
You feel me? I was like, what the fuck? Somebody out here stealing my name, but you are right. It is the _best_kept_secret and the number 1.
The number 1. Make sure that you guys follow Instagram, which she's on the header and everything. So if you can't fucking find her there, you could always go to the no_invite_podcast on Instagram. We got all the links in our bio. We have like a link tree type thing, so you could see the Zoom meetings if you want to look at something visual. We got the link to the audio, to the YouTube, as well as the links for the Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are everywhere. You just type in No Invite Podcast and all your major podcasting platforms, wherever you like to consume podcasts, and we are there for you. Your daily dose. You dig? Your weekly dose.
You're welcome.
You're very fucking welcome. And if you really fuck with the podcast like that, and you're really a true follower, I want you to go to our YouTube. I want you to subscribe to RiBirth Media Films. That's RiBirth Media Films with a Z. And subscribe there. Watch the podcast from right there. That's where we really need y'all to fucking come fuck with us. I really feel like the YouTube space is a great space to be in, because it's just a whole different pay thing. You know what I mean? So if you really support us, you really like us, really fuck with us, go there and find us. Other than that, this is episode 70, season 3, The Progression, and we the fuck out of here.
Bye.